Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Rao. I'm starting a new long series, hopefully, that will help people and myself, because we are all entrepreneur, right? We're kind of doing things on our own now, which is a very good thing. A lot of women, a lot of children, a lot of people are on this bandwagon of entrepreneurship, pursuing our dreams, our passions, our so many things on their own, because the technological tools have really improved. So I thought I'll bring how would I, as a ancient wisdom person, right? Not me, but following that wisdom, being a student of it and bringing some hacks into our modern life. How do I look at it? So I began to ponder over that topic and some of the principles of ancient wisdom. They said we're all interconnected. Actually, the whole life is interconnected. That's one thing. And then equanimity of reactive mind. It doesn't react in the pressure and the pain. It is kind of same in the same thing. And also, how is the mindfulness itself work in that way? You know, the oneness of being and interconnectedness of everything and mindfulness in all activities, those should play a good role in our present life of entrepreneurship, full of activity, full of really exerting ourselves, subjecting ourselves to defeat and winful situations all the time, right? So that's why I kind of put it there. So when we embrace that interconnectedness, what happens is we kind of recognize our actions as entrepreneurs have to go far-reaching consequences, right? So we have to understand that what is the larger ecosystem and how do our actions affect them, and understanding we're all in one energy gives us compassion for our fellow competitors too, and having this mindfulness and practicing that kind of leadership is really helping people to fully enjoy whatever task they are doing, right? And also help people to overcome some problems too. So in so many ways, all these principles really same. We can also be equanimous. That's missing these days, and we also affect the planet by fostering sustainability, right? The concept of interconnectedness means we and the nature are really one. So you work towards that too. And ancient served with some purpose. Okay, that purpose, if it is noble, if it is helping everybody, if it's not causing problems to the earth, entrepreneurial activity can be really helpful that way. Okay, and also self getting some self-reflection into our daily life kind of makes us realize what are the problems we have and how to really think on them with cool mind, that kind of thing. So anyway, those are the major points that I was going to talk about and as the discussion opens. I'm going to do probably a few days on this, and this pretty is more like a intro of what this um, ancient principles of interconnectedness, oneness, a non-reactive mind, self-reflection, mindfulness. We can bring them without much hoopla into our daily life. Okay? Hi, Joyce. Welcome. So, if this series is going to be effective, I think I will be doing them in a series of talks. I have written them down what agenda should be. It can start with physical energy, and it can start with our inner energy, mental energy, psychological energy, and spiritual energy, like that. Okay, we're going to talk about how we conserve our energy by thinking appropriately and not being overthinking, that kind of thing, which I practice what I'm talking about. Because if you are sold out on this entrepreneurship of just gaining some money and materialistic, that may not work all the time because people stress out. But on the other hand, you need the money to run things, that's fine. But not focusing on that, but focusing on yourself and your quality of work automatically will give you the means for the good money and all that too. So I'm taking this kind of important because I'm working in a community where all the women, majority of the women, well, a few men are there, but the women are really putting that um, effort into the learning and implementing and teaching other people, and also helping the community and the world around them very nicely, so this is kind of done for them too. uh, I do talk in those rooms, but this is my room, so I wanted to dedicate my rooms to this for a while. Energy and entrepreneurship. How do we manage that on a daily basis in the daily life? Um, I mean, everybody will think, oh, you have to eat right and exercise and sleep. Yeah, definitely. Those are the important things. But we're going to elaborate all of them, day by day. So I get make some videos on this. So I'm going to release the video before I come to the meeting. Today is the intro, so I don't really bring any video. But tomorrow I will bring the first video, whatever the order that I have there. I think there were 6 videos. So I'll present each video and probably advertise them in the short format and all over the social media, so that more entrepreneurs will be attracted to this. And then it's not going to be just plain scientific talk and then that's it. It's going to be scientific talk, but then mixed with some hacks from the ancient wisdom. That's where I kind of live, and as I thought I should bring the same truths to them and let people examine, let people come and talk with me and engage in some discussion. Some people come late, and then some people do not show up on a regular basis. So I'm going to record them and see whichever wherever it goes, whoever wins, that's fine too. Uh, Basically, I have been seeing people who are burnt out, whether healthcare workers, especially doctors. It's always like they have this mental tension that they go through because of the abundance of work they have, and probably there's too much work too sometimes, and then don't have any respect they used to have before, because nowadays people are not really controlling them and then not allowing them to do what they have to do. So many reasons why they really get this energy block or not really feeling energetic at all. They're stressed out, right? So usually I kind of bring them back to the fundamentals and self-care and the 4 pillars of the wellness. And on the long term, I talk to them about their approach to life, to philosophies, to their understanding, all that. And then when we do in that spirit, lots of times they kind of slow down, self reflect, and have insight into what's going on in their life. And then they are able to understand better. You know, not that their mental habits change, not that they have reversed their behavior, no. But at least a couple of things most of the people of my friends, my comrades, or my colleagues, they adopt is one thing is they sleep well with all the preparations, everything that I talk about. And also the importance that you have to give for rest and sleep and also calming the mind. They do that. That is one thing. The other thing, some people I was able to do is they were doing physical exercise. Let it be yoga or let it be running, let it be something else. They are making time for that, you know. That kind of reduces their tension too, you know. And other thing some people do is kind of meditate in the morning and in the evening. You know, they're beginning to understand what are the things that we can do without thought and really tap into the uh, awareness behind the thought. You know, that is very difficult for a lot of people, but they are trying to understand and do it. So they have to grow into it because it's a self-knowledge thing. It's not like an instructional manual. It's like you got to experiment with it and go into that. So I'm patient with them. I don't expect them to change overnight, but at least before sleep and after sleep, they're doing some things that is helping them. So this series is going to be energy and entrepreneurship, and one day at a time we'll take all these topics and then we'll discuss them. The video will be pinned there, and then people can see that. The video will be released much before the talk. So if somebody sees and they want to come and talk about it, that will be good. Probably I never advertise these things. I just put a post sometime. That's all the best I could do. But now I got two people who are working with me on this. So they promised me that they will put more postings around social media, so people may come. But with the intention, we will leave it out there. Hopefully, it will catch somebody down the line, and then they can be helped by one point in the video, and that will be good enough. Okay. So this series is energy and entrepreneurship. And what is the entrepreneurship? Why you need a lot of energy? Why you want to conserve more energy? Don't deplete it. That's more like it. You know, in the modern times, people don't have patience. People want everything just instant gratification and lack of attention. All these things, if you can avoid them, I think you will conserve a lot of energy. So we'll talk about all sorts of aspects of on this front of energy. Energy, negative things, positive things, energy depletion, toxic people, toxic thoughts, and whatnot. Okay, it's a comprehensive discussion, and it's going to be taken one aspect a day, and we'll do a few days altogether. Okay, I like to do this way. That way, a comprehensive discussion is done in this day of few seconds, 5 seconds. I never believed important things should be like that. Maybe we can attract people, but then to have real change, real transformation in our lifestyle, so that our energies are not depleted, you need deep understanding and also discussion and question and answers also, and then learning them slowly and making sure that they are in your life too. Okay, so hopefully people will come and ask some questions. That way I can make this more like a dialogue than just my own talk, you know. Sometimes I enjoy just giving the information, but this is something personal talk. Probably I'll invite some people. I never do. I just come and talk, but I have to send invitation personally to some people, and so they know that it is happening. Not that they have to come leaving everything, but then they can listen to the replays also later on. But some people maybe I'll leave the invitations like that. You know? Again, the ancient wisdom principle house I'm going to bring in. See, they said we're all connected. All living beings are one family. That's one thing, that, and all are in one energy. That's another thing. And they also talked about we have a mind that reacts very violently to extremes of pain and pleasure in the same way. It reacts very violently. But there is a way to be equanimous to those pain and pleasure situations. Okay. And then, of course, they talked about turning inward and learning about the mind and making the mind calm and be available for us when we want to do something, but not be quiet and not be a bother for us. That's a big deal, right? People do meditation, mindfulness, so many mantras, japas, so many things they do. But if you understand the mechanics of the mind, the thought, and how these things become a problem down the line, then you can really adopt some habits. And then to change your existing habits, you got to cultivate new habits. Like, if you are get up in the morning, don't get rush into the things, keep the mind at bay and bring in the awareness to the front, and then work with it through the day, and in the night also clean the mind. That kind of simple habits will help. But if you are not even aware of there is some kind of control we can bring on this constant chattering of thought, then you will actually you will allow to grow much more. That's what's happening with this modern information overload, 24 hours news, and then all the devices that are available to bring us the world into our palms, right? We don't need all that. We need what is meaningful, important for us. And for that also, you have to have a discriminative mind, especially if you are running any organization or any particular cause that you want to run. Then you got to be careful about how you communicate, how you present yourself, how you take up on the challenges. Everything depends upon what you are inside. So a lot of people may not learn that civility, may not learn the important etiquette that we need. But overarching all that is this insight of the oneness and interconnectedness, and compassion for everybody comes from that equanimity too. These are not really altruistic thing, but actually human qualities: kindness, compassion, and really reaching out to other person like that. Okay, I think people feel good when they do that, because loving kindness breeds loving kindness within you. You know, especially this logical discussion, intellectual argument, they don't really nurture you from inside. What it does is it really depletes you. So the person who is displaying anger, he's not hurting the opposite person as much as he's hurting himself. The same thing with all this compassion, empathy, kindness, or benevolence, or any of these qualities. It is beneficial to the person who is cultivating and displaying. Okay, I think modern entrepreneurs can use that. Okay, even what they do, what they produce, those also will be influenced by this. Okay, otherwise we're going to uh, contribute more harm to the sustainability than good. Okay, I think that's pretty evident. Everybody knows it. The question is, how can we bring it down to the daily routine? How can you apply them without converting to religion, or really going joining a cult, or being sold for a religious fundamental thought and being a problem for the world? All those things, right? So this is like a for intelligent, rational, and kind, compassionate human being that wants to produce something in his company that can help everybody around him, and in the process, he makes a living too, which is I think very good thing. You don't have to be a monk, but you need to know what is monk's mind is, and then there's a lot of role for the monk's mind in our society now. I see. I was led to this by this information overload. I was led to this by understanding there is what is called awareness behind thought. I was led to this because empty mind, silent mind is possible, and that's a very nurturing thing. It's all experiential thing though. Unless you experience it, you won't experience the joy and the bliss that you feel when the mind is completely quiet. Okay. Usually it happens when you go to a new place, a vacation. You have seen something completely new you have never seen in your life. That kind of puts your mind down, and then you'll be feeling that feeling. Okay, vacation. But then you can do that by understanding this cycle of thought, and worrying thoughts is nothing but a circular thought, right? So understanding it and trying to break it, how to do all that. That is by being aware you can do that. Okay. So this is a big deal in ancient cultures, not for few years. It's thousands and thousands of years there were experimentations done, especially inward on our mind, on our thought, on our feelings. Thousands of years of work was done. So there's a lot to learn from it. Even if you don't learn anything, just learn. Use thought when it's needed. Rest of them, keep quiet. It's as simple as that. But it's very difficult, I know, because we allow the mind to form its own network. So you have to take away the layers of the network, go to the fundamental, and then see when the impulse of something comes and the thought forms and reacts and then fortifies itself. You can always stop it any step of that if you understand, if you slow down. Okay. I'm not saying physically or with your intention of trying to do good slow down. I'm talking about body and mind should be working like body is moving and mind is quiet. That's a simple principle for being well. Okay. Otherwise, if you are thinking too much, that is going to affect the body, and all the restlessness, all the thinking will result in the stress of the body. That's also there. We'll talk about that too. Psychosomatic that we want to talk, and we are talking about autoimmune disorders. We're talking about some of the congenital disease disorders that are there, and they have manifested in physical symptoms, and people are not don't know what to do with that. But then a lot depends upon the mindset and how you change it, how you approach it. That can make a good situation very worse, or a very bad situation into something moderately good. Okay. So we're going to have a subject about how to do with your physical health, what to do with your mental health. All these things you don't have to have, but if you have the information or understanding, then you should have them, then you will be able to handle them better. Okay. See, for me, it's more like a body and mind are something that are going to come, change, and grow old and die. Whereas our inner awareness, inner consciousness, that's kind of that for that the body mind are like clothes. So you take the clothes off and go off. That's the way it is. So when you know the permanence of that inner self, then you will try to find that what to show and then establish. The benefit is if you are calm, it is easier to find. But if you can really extend your thought in a way that you discover that inner self, and then you establish yourself, then you separate from the mind activities, body activities, and then you can be a witness of those. That's a very, very healthy thing. Okay. Then body will be under control, and mind will not have so much of mobility where it is producing neurochemical hormonal reactions, and then all the things that come out of that, the chemical nature of that is not good for us for the long-term living of the organs. Okay? I mean, this is kind of basis on so many ancient systems have developed their healing systems. Some of are here, some of are lost, but people still maintain that kind of lifestyle, Basically, they work with the body. They don't engage in this creature comforts that we got used to in the West, and they think only when it's needed. Otherwise, they're happy and easy go, let it go attitude. So they have this healthy minds with which they will use to benefit of everybody life. So that's a very healthy thing, I think. So we'll go into all of that. This is the intro only. There are people on the wisdom. I wonder if anybody wants to come. This has become a song for me. Every day I ask people to come and talk and all that. Very disappointed sometimes. If people don't come and ask, then I'll have to cut short the meeting. I usually come for at least 45 to 1 hour. But after 20 minutes, then you say, okay, we'll come back tomorrow, and then maybe more people will be there, then we can talk about it. But I'm going to invite people now and then see whether anybody uh, comes and then they're interested. They don't know if this is happening and all that. Okay. I put in the room, but then just to advertise, I suppose. So I will do that. Okay. Um, so any questions or anything, you can send it to the chat also. Otherwise, I will I'll probably close down the room now, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Okay. Uh, this series is going to be for a few days, so it is going to step by step, starting from the physical layer. We are going to deeper layers, and then provide some solutions for the practical problems of the entrepreneurs that they are experiencing, how they can enhance themselves from inside and also deal with the problems that they encounter outward. Okay. And also set some standards so that people know the entrepreneurship is for a noble cause. Okay. With that, I'll take leave and I'll be back in the tomorrow. Okay. Bye.